Okay, guys, so we're going to talk real quickly about studio updates. I have bought a couple things here. I'll go ahead and get into them real quick. Um, there is a thing, there's a system, whatever you want to call it, called like the Elgato Ecology or whatever they call it exactly. They have a specific name for it. And I'm kind of wanting to get into this because um, it's not necessarily that they make the best cameras, but if their stuff works together better, and I'm moving more into doing some live stream stuff and different setups and trying to improve my stuff, I need this stuff to kind of work together because I'm fairly new at that type of thing, and I don't want to be trying to learn four different systems for now. Um, while I'm trying to also learn this new thing I'm doing with the miniatures. One of the things I'm doing is like this. I'm going to try and move it around. I don't want to move around a whole lot, but I have basically an actuator arm over here that can move this camera. And this camera is actually going to be the one you're looking at right now. Because while it's pretty good, you can see the detail in my hand pretty well and all that. When you start getting into dice, I had to get oversized dice. And this has worked out pretty well. You know, I've got the right lighting in here. You can see this. And it works pretty good. But I just feel like this is going to be so much more clear. When I have miniatures on the board, and I don't have a direct over the top, I feel like that's going to be better. So it won't be right here on this setup, and I'll be doing a lot of game stuff over here, or right here, I mean, where you can see us for like my solo adventures and this type of thing for the original Dungeons & Dragons and whatever else it goes into. But over here, I'm going to move back to the other camera. Over here, you can see I've been doing a lot of work. This whole bench, not really a table, it's more of a bench, is brand new. All the all the trays and everything are back over there. My paint rack is over there. I got a new one right here. That's going to hold all my paints. It's specifically designed for the cheaper, like apple barrel paint you get from like Walmart and from Hobby Lobby and Michael's and that type of thing. And then I've actually got actual proper miniature paint. But as you see, I've got a little turnstile or whatever, a little lazy Susan back there for that. And, I've added some more things. I've repositioned my Baldur's Gate 1 map, and I got some more coming in. That type of stuff that I thought would be really cool that I just have never owned. And I'm looking forward to that. And then I even got my Big Daddy from BioShock up there, the limited edition BioShock I have. Anyways, let me get back to this other video. So I got this Elgato, what they call the face cam. It is the in-between, as far as the lower end of Elgato. Not the lowest. The lowest probably be the Nano Cam. But it is an improvement. So the camera on my face is actually a 680 Nexago. And then this camera right here, the one I'm pointing at, is the C960 Logitech. So this one here is an upgrade to both of those, and we'll do a clearer picture. I'm buying one to see how much of an improvement it is. It's not so unaffordable I couldn't get more. If it is absolutely day and night, then I'm probably going to switch over to more of these. There is a 4K version that Elgato makes that is a night and day difference. But the big difference with that is I don't know if my computer can really do 4K in a webcam. I have a screen over here, a TV screen, and I went fancy with that, and I got me a 4K TV screen, but I didn't have the ability to connect 4K to my thing, and it doesn't play on 4K now because 1080 Ti, I think it's 1080 Ti is what it is. All right, so I got this. Let me go ahead and bust this out. You can take a look at it, I guess. These run right now. They're about $100, $110. You can get them on sale, I'm sure, every now and then. I got mine off of Amazon. But, you know, it comes with its own cord. It's got the blue in there, so it can go to a USB 3. That's to be assumed. So the thing that Elgato kind of got stuck in the weeds about was how they presented their camera. They wanted it to look different. There was things that the old style cameras did that they just didn't feel like needed to be there. And they kind of were like, okay, well, we'll relent and not have it be different just to be different. But one of the nice things is it has this ability to grab right here. Little front thing here, as you can see, to grab a hold of things. It has a privacy screen. So you can go ahead, I don't know if you can see that, there you go. Pull this across so you are 100% not recording. I guess depending on what you're worried about with that. I don't spend a whole lot of time in front of my camera not wearing clothes, so I wouldn't worry about it a whole lot. But some people, you know, it might be in their bedroom or whatever. So I get it. Okay, so that is what this is going to be. It's going to be a very similar setup. So why am I not using it here for now when I'm using it over there? Well, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of painting miniatures to be able to pay for more upgrades like this. I am painting and selling some miniatures. I am selling some old D&D books I don't plan to use. You've seen me get some open box. That's kind of the direction I'm going. I got me a new one. Let me show you that real quick. One second. So I got me a new book. A while back in the community post on Facebook, I asked what version of Dungeons and Dragons would you guys want me to go into next? And hands down, it was AD&D. Now, I ended up getting the Orange Bound. I didn't have the player's guide because I was never a player. I was always a DM. So since I was never the player, I didn't have this version of it. I had the second edition, and I didn't pay terribly much for this, but it was nice to finally get it. So now I have the player's handbook. I have the monster manual actually from before this. The Orange Bound came out as like a second printing type of thing, even though this is way more than the second printing. But you get the general idea. It's sort of like a reprint of the original stuff with different cover art. This was all done by Jeff Easley, if I'm not mistaken. But I have the Dungeon Master's Guide and the Player's Handbook of this version, and then I have an original 1977 Monster Manual, which was the first version of the Monster Manual. And I don't know if mine's the first edition of the print, but it's old. We have this right here. We have that right there. Going to be doing this type of stuff. Going to have other updates. White boxes, try and get the light better, a little bit better sound, this type of thing. And I had to get things like this. At the end of this video, I'm going to put this up so you can kind of see a difference between this camera and this one. And then I'll go ahead and take it down and move it over to where I'm going to do my painting. But the whole reason why I got this is because I wanted to present the miniatures I'm painting well. And I don't know, because on that setup, I'm going to be doing two cameras, kind of like what you're seeing right now, where you see my face and you see my hand at the same time. I want to literally use that setup for the painting of the miniatures. And I have so many miniatures. You guys will absolutely be shocked when I start to pull out these miniatures about how endless they are. I'm going to be doing that on a different channel because I don't know how that's going to roll out, most likely. At least that's my thought. I'm going to put out a community post asking if you'd rather me go back to Painting Zone, my original channel back when I had where I ran a painting business for miniatures. Or if you guys want me to do this as DM Zone and just have a lot of live streams. Looking to do 3 live streams a week. Probably a couple hours each. And that will be me just painting the miniatures, and then I'll be presenting pictures on like Facebook of it. Plus I'll be live streaming on Facebook as well. And you can see the final product, and then I'll be, for the most part, selling a lot of my miniatures. So I'm not going to get rid of this bubble wrap. I got kids. They love this stuff. But essentially, this was also a purchase off Amazon. And what I liked about it was how it's clear, which means I can paint it up any color I want. Most likely black. So most likely I'll be painting this thing black. Not because I'm super morbid, but because it just kind of blends in and fades away. The wall over there is black, so it just makes sense. But I wanted to go ahead and get it put together, and then I can go ahead and spray paint it. Sorry for the noise. I can go ahead and spray paint it, and it will be done. To try and do this more than one step at a time. Okay, there's little snaps. Boop. And boop. Kind of like a tire, I'm just doing this from each end. I feel like this would be fairly easy to break. And that is it. So this will hold a lot. So by appearances, it's going to hold 7 trays of 9 paints, just like this. It's a little tight. 8 to 9 probably per one makes sense. They might run into some resistance to fit in there. That's actually more of these than I actually have. I counted them up, and what I had out was 56, and this holds 63 by my math. So I might only need to have 8 per row anyways. With 8, it's very loose. You probably don't have any stability issues. I am putting them in here upside down. You certainly do not have to. The reason why I put them upside down is it helps prevent the paint from going bad so quickly. And it gets all the paint to the end, so when you squeeze it, it comes out easier. Anyways, these are all like dollar paints from, you know, whether it's, you know, the Apple Barrel brand, or it is the folk art, or the, what was the other one? You have the brush metal look, and where's the other one? Do I have the other one here? Oh yes, here's that one there. So you get the general idea. So let me go ahead and get the other camera. We'll take a look at the dice real quick. Okay guys, second part of the video. I think I got everything set up. A little bit of confusion here. Still working on it. I haven't actually looked at it. I wanted the reveal to be what my honest opinion of this thing is. Let me go ahead and switch cameras real quick. Okay. Oh, one second. Oh, there we go. Okay, I gotta get this thing to sit back up here now. Whoa, my hand's so close. Okay, this is not exactly how I want it. So the Elgato Cam has such a thick cable. Let me see if I can just show that real quick. To look at me from a weird angle. Okay, so here is the cable. With the old one, the C960. This is the cable for literally the one you're looking at. Excuse me. And there's my TV screen over there. And then over here is my painting area. You get to see my whole room through like a shaky cam. Okay, let me get this back up here again. You can see what I got going on here for the apparatus. It's not good. All right, so this thing wants more light. In this type of low light, that's pretty good. Better than that one. So this is straight out of the box. I have no balance, any of that type of stuff. So this thing really wants some light. Okay, so I've raised the light in the room pretty substantially. You can tell this one over here is so much brighter than my hand, which goes from here down to here. Okay, so in a pinch in this not very good notice, you can see here, these come through clear. It just requires more light. This thing loves light. So I'm going to take that as a good thing. I can see the detail on this pretty well. I can see the separation of the blades. This is a good camera. I guess what I'm trying to get at is if you want to see this better, you're just going to have to watch the video, and then we'll go from there. The videos I do when I'm painting. But it is a better quality camera. It loves light. It didn't come together right. This was very quick and impromptu. But this is designed to be able to take my miniature painting to a new level, so I can go ahead and have this camera representing the work I do with the painting. I'm going to sell miniatures and they're painted. I'm going to sell some that are unpainted if it would rather be bought that way. Essentially, I'm going to go through and catalog everything I have and then take where they are now pictures, and I'm going to be uploading them to Facebook and to Instagram. Maybe not Instagram, because I don't think unpainted miniatures would do well on Instagram. But I think people would get it on my Facebook, because there I can talk more and that type of stuff. And I'm going to have where I started, and then I'm going to have a finalized product, and then I'll have miniatures that I've sold or whatever. And essentially, all the things I'm doing there are to upgrade my studio and my house. So a long way to get here, I guess. Part of the reason why I have to do some things with the house is the north side of my house doesn't have gutters. The water comes off of the side of the house, lands on the, it's really just like a loamy, mushy marsh type ground, which is very good for growing trees. Those trees have grown roots into the side of my basement and have bent it in, causing my walls to leak. When I get a lot of rain, this year I've got a lot of rain, so I'm going to go ahead and probably have to take out that wall, and then I'm probably going to have to go in there and redo it, take out the tree, move the stuff back, put a little sidewalk there to keep the water away from the basement, and then that will shore up and secure my basement in a way that it has never been. My house is old. I didn't have it built. I wasn't alive. But it was built in 1919, so it's a very old house, over 100 years old. And these are old house problems. It also has asbestos in part of the basement. And part of the growth of this channel is to go into the basement and to do a lot of things there. So I need to have my structure fixed, the wall fixed type of thing, sort of one and the same in many ways. There's other structural problems that are less costly, but I want to get them done too. And then I want to get the asbestos out of my house so that I can go down and work in the basement and not have to worry about melanoma cancer in a few years or whatever cancer there might be. Okay, guys, so sorry for the long ramble. This is my studio update. Was not planned in any way or scripted in any way. Hope you guys enjoy it. See you guys in the next one. Keep rolling those dice. Bye.